All right, we got the inspired part. Now let's get to work.
Hey y'all, we're back again. It's me and Darren. I found another video of Earl Watson talking about Lamelo Ball. Thought this one was really good too, so I wanted to do this one as well. Let's get right into it.
Quickly on just Lamelo Ball, I just wanted to get your thoughts. We've been around him, and you were both involved in JBA several years ago. LeVar Ball's league that he launched pretty much as a developmental league for Lamelo, so we got to see him firsthand. What are your thoughts on him in impressions, first impressions of him in the NBA?
Everything we thought, his game was ahead of his time. Mass media didn't want to give him his platform until almost, right before the draft, where he all of a sudden became a top pick.
Mm-hmm.
And his game has been the same. He just got stronger, taller, sharper. If you couldn't see it then you basically just riding the wave now. I'm just being 100 with you. You have
100.
no vision. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? I'm keeping it real. You have all those people on TV said he wouldn't get drafted. You have no vision. Like this is not the game for you. But he's always been ahead of his time. Like, for
Mm-hmm.
real. He's
Yeah,
always been ahead of his time. He's always been a savant. He's always been able to score. He's always been getting off the crafty, unique, unorthodox game with the floaters and the
oh yeah.
shot. Yeah, it's just all repetition. And he is a non-pattern player, where Lonzo is the pattern player.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You can give any non-pattern player structure,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to give them space to be Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you keep a Baron Davis into a structured offense the whole game, you lose the creativity of the mind of a Baron Davis. I
Absolutely.
needed structure the whole game.
Me
Give
too.
it to a non-structured player like you on the block with the footwork and the heads. These are Baron, you know what I mean? On the reversal, on the block. Like, I needed structure to a non-structured player.
For
I
sure.
don't want I don't want the ball in my hands at the end of the game to make that play unless it's a pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Melo brings. He brings the ability to win. And he's not even a grown man yet.
No,
Imagine
he's
when he's 23 to
Very true.
25, and you cannot tell me he will not be one of the faces of the NBA, because he has the it
Facts.
factor. He has it, all of it. Define it, he has it, and that's just who he is.
Yeah, I mean, 2, 3 years ago, being on the road with him in the JBA, I mean, we were traveling to Chicago, to the East Coast, Virginia. I mean, he had already built up like a cult following. I mean, kids were lining up, people were wearing Triple B stuff. I mean, that league got a lot of whatever negative press, notoriety, but to witness that firsthand, how much people love that kid. He was a rock star, and that's how
Yeah.
I've always viewed him. As far as his game, man, the thing that I think stands out the most to me is his level of conditioning and that speed he plays at all the time. It's very rare I see him tired or, putting his head down after a bad play. Those are the things he shakes off. He moves on to the next play probably better than any young player that I've ever seen. And I think that's why he's been able to make such a consistent impact in the league.
I think Rico can tell you at the runs, Rico's runs, we seen Melo go against Trey Young. And Melo was, I think he was like 16 at the time, maybe about to be 17.
Mm.
And I couldn't tell who was better. And then Trey came to me, was like, "Yo, he's good." I'm like, "Yeah, young players will give young players props, bro." Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Yo, he's good." I was like, "Yeah, he is good," and he was taller, right? Trey got
Mm-hmm.
got that rocket. Melo don't have that yet, but
Mm-hmm.
everything else Trey was doing, Melo was doing easier because he was just seeing over the defense,
Absolutely.
right? Getting to the spots on the court off the bounce and making plays, and he was making too many plays for other people. And I was like, "Yo, look, let me tell you something. You're eventually going to be a top pick. You cannot come into the league being passive. Be who the hell you are. Everyone will adjust. When you out
No,
here,
that's right.
whatever your game is, that's your game.
Mm.
It's passing and scoring, but don't just be a straight passer, because now you lose your it factor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
he took it and then he ran with it, and then Rick was like, "Yo, you got to play defense." Rick is, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah," and he took it and he ran with it, and they played like 2.5, 3 hours, right?
Uh-huh.
And after they played, Melo got off to the side court and did all of his individual workout drills over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew he was a pro, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a pro's mentality. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
hoop, and then I'm going to go do my drills that I did earlier in the day. I'm going to do them again to end the night or end the evening, and maybe do something later like yoga. But you could tell he was there already mentally.
He loves it. He loves it. He lived it. He lives in the gym. He loves the gym. Rico said, and he wanted all the smoke and he did
All of
not
it.
hide, bro.
Did not hide, yo.
That's
Bruh.
what I'm
Hey,
talking about.
that's what drove from Chino.
Yeah,
How long is that drive from Chino to
an
LA?
hour something, 30,
Just to
35,
just to
40.
hoop all day, and
No,
he didn't miss days. And
that's
there's a
what's
lot of
up,
players I never seen make any drives like that to come hoop. So I knew he was different.
and that's why he's
When your last name is Ball, um, Ball got to be life, I guess, at that point. You know,
Yeah, bro. His dad said that he had him training every single day, even on Christmas.
he just built for it, man. He's just built for it. He really is built for it, man. Um,
And he
and
think
shout out to
about
Earl
this.
Watson.
Yeah, shout out to Earl Watson. I really like how he talks about the game.
He breaks down players really like he breaks down the young talent and the stuff that we don't get to see him until we get to the league. Till they get to the league, excuse me. But it's always good to have that person that's like, look, man, you good, like you a pro already, you know. So shout out to Earl Watson. But real quick, to Lamelo Ball, bro. Actually, you know what, LeVar, bro. I don't. We don't give LeVar enough credit, man. I know
Yeah,
that sounds crazy, but we don't. We don't give him enough credit. He did his job.
he
He
got two
did
sons
his
in the
job.
league.
Yeah, and he did it, like, bro. They're both playing at a good high pace. I think Lonzo is playing a lot better, like a lot better than what he did his rookie year in his first 2 years. I think he's
Hmm.
in his fourth year now. So he's playing better, and Lamelo just came in the league doing it, man. He just came in the league doing it. He he's a problem, man. I was gonna say he's a point guard, but I don't know, man. I guess the biggest thing I agree with is that you don't put Picasso in a structured painting like painting environment. Let Picasso be Picasso. That's the same thing that you could say about Lamelo, Luca. There's certain players that when they got the ball in their hands, it's like we're gonna live or die with what you do because we know that you're that special. You feel me? And yeah, and that's just what this kid is. I think I already knew about this kid. I knew about him. I think right when the JBA was starting, but I think it was right then, right before he had his growth spurt. When he got his growth spurt, it was right before then. I was like, oh, this kid's nice. And it was like, oh, he's still growing. Oh, that's cool. So how tall is he gonna be? He might be an inch taller than whoever's doing the mathematics to know that he's gonna be an inch taller than his brother is on point because that's pretty much what it looks like. He looked like he's about an inch taller than his brother, and he always could shoot. I think that was one thing that I realized about him from the jump is that he could hit the jump shot from three. You know, that was the first thing I noticed. Everybody else had to really like be like, oh yeah, he's actually a really good point guard, which didn't surprise me because Lonzo's that's his biggest attribute as being a playmaker. So it didn't surprise me that the youngest brother just picked up and understood the game too. You feel me?
Hmm.
But to me, he always had the jump shot. That was one thing I saw from the jump when I saw him playing with other kids.
Also, it's as simple as when your brother is as good as Lonzo is, and you're playing up your whole life, and you're always playing with higher competition, kids older than you,
Hmm.
you're gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, definitely. I would say LeVar did a great job. This is gonna sound crazy, but getting getting him out of college, I'm pretty sure he didn't even go to college, right? He
Yeah, he
didn't. He
didn't go to
wasn't
he
in
didn't go to
college.
college.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna sound crazy. It sounds crazy, but I think exactly what you just said, and not going to college and playing overseas with grown men, and then coming back and playing with his brother in the competition of people in the league already just got him ready for it. To the
Hmm.
point when you watch him play with Charlotte, you just be like, bro, this is a game to you. This is a game. It's not. This ain't life or death because you put so much into the craft already that you're confident in what you're doing. Like you said, bro,
He
he's
oozes
that next.
confidence.
I don't know if he loses it, bro. I don't know if he loses.
Oozes confidence.
Oozes. Oh, oozes. My fault. Yeah, That's it's just that next play thing. Oh,
Yeah.
he's the type of player that when you could see him airball a shot as a young guy, you'd be like, all right, next play. What happened next? It's not, oh shit, he just airballed the ball. It's more like, oh shit, he just airballed the ball. Let's get back to the next play. because you trust him enough that he's going to come back in short-term memory. That shit like a corner, the
Yeah.
NFL corner.
NFL
You feel me?
cornerback mentality.
Yeah, I think him and Luka got the advantage of playing with grown men, and they're proving that. Another thing is basketball. You feel yourself out. Like you can do so well, but when you do multiple things extremely well and they trust you with the ball, it's like I guess when you got the trust of your teammates as a rookie, there's a certain there's a confidence that has to come from that, right? If you
Mm.
got the locker room as a rookie, there has to be confidence that comes from that as well. But it seems like they just walk into it. It seems like he can go into Golden State's locker room with Steph and still be like, okay, I'm here. You
Bro,
feel me? There's
you
something
were
about his confidence.
you were there when we were talking about the draft. I thought he should have been drafted by Golden State. I thought he should have been the number one pick in the draft.
Mm-mm.
I understand why Minnesota didn't take him because it just didn't make sense. They already had a point guard, but I think definitely Golden State should have taken him.
Wasn't he the number 2 pick? Am I tripping?
He's number 3. It was Anthony Edwards, Wiseman, then him.
Yeah, I forgot. Why did I forget about Wiseman being such a high pick? For some reason I'll be forgetting. I think Wiseman was a third and Lamelo went second, but I think I'm just confusing Alonzo's draft with Lamelo's. Um, yeah, man.
I'm
I don't
surprised you said
blame.
you didn't hear about him until the JBA because he's. I heard about him because Lonzo was a high recruited before Lonzo went to UCLA his senior year, and when he was at Chino, Melo was on the varsity team starting with Melo with him and Jello, and they
That's
won state.
actually
That's how I
that's
knew
when I
about
heard
him.
about him. My fault. That's when I heard about him too.
Yeah, they
My
won
fault.
state when he was a freshman.
But he wasn't the point guard.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
Lonzo
sure
was.
Lonzo was the point guard. So for me, it took me a while. I already knew he could shoot because he played with his older brothers, but he wasn't. He was an off guard. I already knew he could shoot.
And for real,
Like,
Darren, honestly, the way they ran that offense, you can argue they just ran 2 point guards.
you could say essentially.
How high pace and up and down the court that offense was.
Yeah,
They just had 2 ball
and
handlers out there.
yeah, man. It's crazy, man. I couldn't imagine being one of these games where you see the talent and being like in the Earl Watson shoes, and you see like let's just say like you said like Trey Young. Let's say Trey Young about to get drafted or his rookie year, and then he's going up against Lamelo, who's got two more years before he gets drafted, or another year before he gets drafted,
Top 3.
and you just
He said it was 6.
yeah, and you actually get to watch him, and you be like, man, this kid's going to be a problem. It's crazy. Like I said, bro, LeVar deserves a lot of the credit. A lot of the credit. Look, this 100% LeVar and Lamelo. They put in that work, man, and
Yeah.
it shows. It just shows. I think Anthony Edwards is still how do I want to say this?
His upside's still kind of stupid as well.
Absolutely. I think right now he's a highlight waiting to happen. Lonzo is like not Lonzo. Lamelo's more like let's put it
A
like this.
highlight waiting to happen for real. It's just
Yeah,
different. Just
same
those
thing.
different ways.
Same thing, but I would say LaMelo has a little bit more of a chance of getting his team to the playoffs as of where Anthony Edwards is going to have a time trying to get that team to the playoffs. I know there's 2 different teams, 2 different uh, personnels and everything, but
Bro,
I
I don't
know
know.
where you
Minnesota
go, but
sucks. I don't know what Karl Anthony Towns is doing over there. I've been hearing Karl Anthony Towns is a really good center, and he's a superstar since he came in the league. I don't think
yeah,
these niggas have made the playoffs since.
it's we're about to go into a totally different tangent, but what you said is 100% factual. Because the same thing with Devin Booker, it was like we knew he was a talent, but Phoenix sucked for so long. And with Karl Anthony Towns, it's like, bro, we know you are dominant. You are a double machine. To me, he's debatably the most athletic center right now.
Mm.
Like debatably, other people could say NBA. I get it, but I think athletic, just pure athletic, get down the court, make a jump out the gym, get the dunk. I think he's the most athletic. and honestly probably even moves the best. Probably who am I thinking of? Bam Adebayo probably moves a little bit better than him just because of his, a little bit shorter. But I think Karl Anthony Towns he is a dominant piece. That's why when they said put him with like Dame, that's a problem. That pick and roll is a problem because you who are you going to guard? You going to guard Dame off the pick? Karl Anthony Towns could hit the outside shot, or he could just drive through anybody for the pick and roll. So I don't know, man. There's so much talent in the league, but it's really you get kind of, for me. I'll say my frustration is the talent gets stuck in these cities sometimes. And you just be like, man, Karl Anthony Towns, get out of Minnesota. Dame, we love you, but Portland might not be the place for you to win a championship. Bradley Beal, you're just like we already know you're not going to get a championship with Washington. They're just not. They're not putting enough around you. And I like the pieces that they have around. I like Roy Hachimura. I don't even want to mess up his name. Yeah. And Westbrook. I like both of those players, but it's still not enough to get you out the East. You feel me? So that's my only problem with the league sometimes is that there's just so much talent in small places. Colin Sexton is nice. Jared Allen is nice, but they're in Cleveland. De'Aaron Fox, he's nice, but he's pretty much the only guy for Sacramento. These kids are nice. They just get stuck in with these teams, and I don't got a problem with it. But at a certain point, you'd be like, it would be so great to watch you while you're young go team up with somebody else that's young, and y'all fuck up the whole league. Like, I'll stop.
All right. Well, once again, y'all, thank y'all for checking out that video. I thought it was very interesting. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Make sure you go check us out on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, we do have a website called inspiredbyambitionpro.com where we sell t-shirts and hoodies. Please go check that out as well. Once again, thank you all for watching our video. Peace out.
Peace.
Triple XL, all inspired by ambition gear at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. That's www.inspiredbyambitionpro.com.